All right, there we go. Tech problems. Yeah, gotta love them. Okay, so we were just saying the king was saying like, right. So I hear you brought me some sort of usurper, and additionally some sort of mysterious Oh, you already handed over a copy of the document, and you brought me a some sort of mysterious document with coordinates we can't quite understand. This is all true?
Yes. Myself and my compatriot 8-9 were already hired to work security for your wonderful coronation, where we heard about the mysterious figure, the woman with the red hair, and along the way we recruited our two guests here, Henry and Bo, who were essential in capturing the would-be usurper. And given the, is it fair to say, tumultuous last couple days, would not seem couth to have someone like that running around. So,
well, tumultuous is certainly one way to put it. There's a lot going around in this noggin right now, as you can imagine. First and foremost, Ganlan, if you will. And the green guy, the orc, will kind of just stand up.
Yes, well, first order of business is the throne owes you all a great...
This is the voice he has now.
The throne owes you all a very large thank you. Please accept that. And secondly, I heard there was some sort of request of reward in the realm of weapons and armor and things like this. Is this correct?
Well, it is.
Yeah, we heard that the crown always pays its debts.
It is generally tradition when preventing what could be a international crisis to reward those would-be, is it fair to say heroes? Yeah, I'd say heroes.
Oh, do not get me wrong. The crown thanks you all for your heroic deeds, and you will be rewarded. We just need to settle the nature of the rewards, you understand. This all seems pleased to me in terms of coffers, and I will leave the rest up to my comrades here to give you the rewards you so request.
And let's see, next up, I think the kind of priest lady, she will stand up. Oh, where'd my outline go? She will stand up. She will just kind of scan the four of you for a moment. Right. She will point to Bo and Azov. I have a good idea of what the two of you could use as a reward. If you would follow me to our chapel, I can make sure that you receive it.
A chapel. Interesting. Okay.
I am
You're supposed to be taken to a second location. Don't go to a second
I
location.
am a minister of faith, after all. Yes, I do my best work in my chapel.
I shall go to the second location.
All right.
And before you two depart, then the lion guy will stand up and he will point to Henry and 8-9. Right then, and the two of you, I believe I could help you out in my armory.
Okay.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
If you will just follow me, then we will be on our way.
I'm awfully confused. I thought I was going to be getting some armor, but that's okay.
Yeah, if they're getting weapons, I think I'd prefer that over prayer beads. Is that... Can we discuss that, or how's that work exactly?
The priest lady will step forward and just... You are all receiving the weapons or armor you desire. It's just the nature of them. Some will be enchanted for your sake. Others will simply be equipped. You understand? Different skill sets. As I'm sure you all understand, as well, whatever sort of helpful band of adventurers you are.
All right, I'm not to turn down a gift, so I'm open to seeing what you're offering.
I completely understand.
Great. I'm glad you do. And should you have additional questions on the way, please feel free to ask them because I will be asking them of you. If you'll please follow me. And she'll go out one side door with Azov and Bo. We'll hang on them for a second as they go. Right then. You, Triton. It was Azov, correct?
It was.
Yes.
And is.
Tell
And will
me
be.
more about your goals as an adventurer. What is it you seek in this life? What is it you are attempting to do with this reward we're bestowing upon you?
Oh, me, I'm just a humble traveler. I like the simple things, like large tracts of land, titles, gold, weapons, shiny armor, maybe a couple ladies to call my own. You know, the simple, easy things. And a little bit of fame and glory and recognition wouldn't be too hurtful either.
I see. Is that all?
I could keep going. I have a list.
I believe you could, Azov. Let me ask you this. Given your homeland, are you a follower of the Fathomless?
Follower is a interesting term. I didn't know how much knowledge of the faith of the Fathomless extends to those on the surface, but
Not far, but it is my duty to understand the beliefs of many different folks.
let me put it this way to you, priest: if you're looking to get a convert, you're barking up the wrong tree.
I am not looking to convert anybody. My goal is to understand all followers and what they follow. Don't worry. I only wish to understand your understanding of the Fathomless.
Well, I was young, and I was looking for things that could give me an edge. Believe it or not, I was told I was quite special.
I believe that.
But you may say I am a faithful or a follower, but at the end of the day, my soul has been spoken for. So,
Right, that is the nature of it, isn't it? It is. You will
Indeed.
return to its maw at the end of this life. Yes. And you, it was Bo, correct?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sure is.
And by the way, her walk is very much the like Morticia Adams, like it's that like almost like glide along the ground kind of thing. It was Bo, yes, and I see you are, if I'm not mistaken, you have dwarven blood, but also satyr. Is that correct?
Very good eye. Yes, indeed.
Which
Most
si-
people get some kind of tiefling.
No, not with that complexion and that stature. Of course not. Satyr, it's the only answer for your mixed inheritance. Tell me, which side do you tend to follow more often, the dwarf or the satyr?
Oh gosh, I don't really know. I can't say there's one side I particular follow. I feel like I was kind of birthed by chaos. So if I were to follow anything, it's just kind of which way the wind blows me, as they say.
Following the wind, following the whims of fate, that sort of thing. I would dare say that falls more into the Fey side than to our material side.
If that's what you think, sure. I guess I haven't put it much thought.
And have you ever said prayers to any of the satyr gods? A Scarret,
No.
perhaps?
Have never been introduced to anybody, to be truthful. I never knew my my satyr side, so to speak. Never met him. Never got introduced to no customs or nothing. So can't say that I've ever been a part of that.
It's about this time that you enter her chapel, and so she's gonna open the doors, and there's sort of stained glass of like multiple, like either like symbols of gods or like sort of like representations of them in the stained glass with their faces. Right. Well, should you ever wish to learn more, I am equipped to speak on all of them. And why, if you look over there, you will see our own rendition of the one I mentioned before, Scarret, and she'll point. And there will be a stained glass rendition. I don't have art for this, but you can use your imagination of a familiar-looking satyr with very, very long horns.
Freaking horned man, the goat man.
That
I'm just
is
like nudging
peculiar.
Azoth right now.
No, I see it. I see it. It's right there.
Oh, you have heard of Scarret before.
I'm sorry,
Well-
what?
Scarret, he's the satyr deity. You ought to know, it is half your heritage.
Well, I don't know, okay? It's a sore subject, but no, I don't know my heritage very much, but I do know that I've seen that freaking goat man in a freaking interrogation cell.
Well, that's an interesting place to encounter a fey deity. What did you do to warrant that encounter?
I don't know. I could say it had something to do with the girl with the scars, the would-be usurper. He wanted to know about her.
Did he
On
now?
the night where the guards were going around asking for information, we had a brief encounter with him in the storeroom of the tavern that we were staying at, and he seemed to slip in and out without being noticed by anyone. He went by Triskert.
Triskert, Scarret. Sure, that sounds like an alias he would probably use.
We also learned that he was once the head of the guard, maybe a century ago.
Here in the city.
According to
what
the records kept here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is fascinating. You're aware that the current Shore dynasty began about 100 years ago?
I was not
Doesn't-
aware. Never was much of a history buff. But now I'm aware.
More,
And
more of a
given
present day myself.
given all that's happened, listen, now is not the time for a full sermon on Scarret and the satyr deities, but in my studies, it's apparent to me that Scarret likes to make appearances at times of change. And if he was here when the Shores ascended to the throne, I certainly hope it's not an omen about them losing it. You've given me things to ponder. Thank you for that. If you'll allow me, I'd like to bestow upon you your rewards now.
Oh, yes. We'll take those.
Right.
I'll never say no taking stuff.
Right. Azov, hold your trident out for me, please. And as you're holding it out, she's going to place a hand over and under on your hand, like as you're holding it. Given your nature, given your following of the Fathomless, and as she's speaking, you're kind of going to feel not like a heat metal kind of warming up, but you're going to feel your hands kind of warming up like through hers into the trident a little bit. By your nature, by your beliefs, I believe you'll be able to wield this trident in a way that will make your god proud. And she's going to take her hands away. And Ryan, your trident is now a +1 trident. And in addition to its normal function, you can also tack on a d4 of cold damage.
Ooh. Does it have like a little like frosty kind of like
When she pulls her hands away, there's like a kind of a crackle of, kind of pulses through it.
I'll take that.
Right. And you, Bo, just a moment. And she's going to go actually over to like this like kind of wardrobe and open it and pull out a half plate. If you'll put this on for me.
He goes ahead and does that.
Right. And then she'll get down on her knees so she can be more at your level. She's going to place a hand on the armor. We've spent time speaking about your satyr side, but I want you, as you go forward, to use your satyr side and your dwarf side together. Both of these are equal parts you, and you ought to pursue both to truly discover who you are and what you are meant to be, Bo. I believe in time you will. And through this, and you'll also feel like a little bit of warmth, as you wear this half plate of fortitude, I believe you'll be able to make good use of that dwarven side. And so, Richard, that is half plate armor, and it is also going to grant you the feat of dwarven fortitude. The, like, dodge and, use a hit dice to restore health kind of move.
Oh, nice. Alrighty. I'm feeling awfully sturdy. You know, I might be feeling a bit bold enough to ditch my shield and go for a two-handed weapon.
Whatever you wish to do now that you've received this is fine by me.
I don't know about you, Razov, but I think I want to go do a bit of shopping.
There will be time. Let's return to the council for now. And when she's walking them back, we'll rewind a little bit to when our captain of the army here, our commander, Sarash Greatmane, is going to walk Henry and 8-9 to his armory. And as he's walking, he'll kind of do the same. Right, so tell me about yourself there, kitten. How do you go from doing whatever it is I assume you do in your day-to-day life to finding yourself inside a fancy castle like this?
Right place, wrong time, I guess.
Could have been right place, right time, right?
Remains to be seen, unfortunately.
I was a pretty wild cubban back in my day. No one thought I'd make anything of myself. Then I learned how to channel all that ferocity into being a blade master, and, well, here we are.
How long did that take?
Let me look up the average life expectancy of a Leonin so I can give you an accurate answer. Wait, how old am I?
17!
About the same rate as humans.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I'm in my 40s now, so call it a good 25, 30 years. So you still got some time to go there, cub, before they make a fierce lion out of you yet, huh?
Here's hoping.
Yeah. So tell me, what's your preferred weapon?
Daggers, bows.
Hmm.
I threw a book at somebody once. Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
Wine bottle.
Ah, a bit of an improvised fighter from time to time, I see. You ever thrown flour in someone's face? I've used that tactic once or twice.
I've been considering it.
It's a valid tactic. Wouldn't use it on the battlefield, but in a scrap, it can be helpful. Let me ask you something. You always,
Flower.
when you do these fights, are they on the up and up?
Is this like if I ask you if you're a cop, you got to tell me? Like, are you trying
Please,
to entrap
Bertrand's the
me,
cop.
sir?
Bertrand's the cop. I have no
Okay.
interest in getting anybody in trouble here.
They are what they are. They're not always great or ideal or fair.
And the other folks, do they tend to fight dirty from time to time?
Yeah,
As I
always.
That's what I thought. In which case, come over here to where I store the armor. This will be of use to you. And what kind of armor does Henry wear? Is it leather?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured. So he's going to give you, Henry, a set of leather armor. Same AC and everything, but it is going to be poison-resistant leather armor. It is made with, some sort of whatever kind of fibers, that do that for you. And let's just make sure your dagger's a little extra pointy, huh? And he'll pull off no extra properties for this, but he will give you a +1 dagger, just so that is taken care of. And Richard, it's not gonna grant like +1 to it or anything, but for purposes of like the ceremony that the elf lady did, we can consider that new hammer you acquired, the two-hander you got, we can consider that like magicified too, just so everyone's stuff is on par, and like that way like all of you have something that qualifies as like magic weapon,
Okay.
I don't want to leave anybody.
He's probably gonna. Are you saying for the thing that he's gonna buy? Because he hasn't gotten his maul yet.
Okay, if he's gonna buy something else, then that'll work. I just want to make sure everybody's stuff, you know, that nobody was left behind as far as like, oh, it's not a magic weapon, too bad, you know. Just to make sure that's all even. Okay, and then Artem's not here, but as per Artem's request, Sarash is going to give 8-9 a special scope that can attach to his bows, which is going to double their effective range while making it a +1 bow.
Nice.
So he can like truly snipe.
Cool. Amari used to say I was a +1 bow.
All right, well let's head on back to the council, huh? They're gonna be wanting to follow up with part 2.
Thank you.
Right. So you will all walk back. This time, when you re-enter the room, there's going to be an additional person there, and let me just put her on screen real quick. There's also going to be a tiefling in there, an armored tiefling. Not seated at the table, but just kind of also stood somewhere in there. Right then, happy to have you all back. Why don't you all take a seat while we discuss our next order of business? First of all, again,
Alrighty then.
the crown thanks you for all you've done in bringing this apparent usurper to us. We'll have to investigate the claims, as you know, because if this Esther truly is a descendant of Ileana, whose position will also have to be reassessed, can't really be Queen Regent if you're nothing but sister-in-law of mine, I suppose. We'll figure that out. Anyways, if the claim is true, well, we'll have to figure out how we handle that. Either way, we thank you for bringing her to our attention, and it will be taken care of from here. Now then, second order of business. You brought us this document with these coordinates. I'm afraid no one here really knows who these warcasters are either. But if their locations are marked, well then we're gonna need to go investigate. Especially if, as you say, this document was being copied. That means we're not the only ones who know of these folks' whereabouts. And it means we're gonna have to get a move on. So, you've brought this to us. If you would accept a charge from the crown, you will again be rewarded. We would like it if you all would investigate one of these locations for us. And seeing as you brought it to our attention and we're still assembling our 2 other parties, if you wish to take your preference of which of the 3 to investigate, we will let you do that. If you need time to discuss it, we can grant that.
We can. That said, the real sense of urgency we wanted to bring up and convey to you, obviously, is what could be considered a hostile act from the Githyanki Emperor. Have you gotten a chance to consider that?
He has departed, as have the rest of the folks, now that the coronation/abdication is over. But he and I will have to have a very serious discussion. Again, the allegations will have to be investigated.
Sure, bloodlines are whatever, but if there's a active imperial force looking to dethrone, I feel that requires a great deal of attention.
We will be looking into it, as I said. I don't wish to launch my country into war the day I assume the throne, or the day after. You understand. Sure. However, we thank you for bringing this to our attention, and again, we will be thoroughly investigating this matter. We will be speaking to the Emperor, and we will figure out what is happening here. If there is an active thing that we need to be squashing out, well then, believe me, we will be squashing it out. Isn't that right, Sarash? Yeah, we'll be taking care of it real quick, like.
Who's this person?
She hasn't been introduced yet. She's just kind of hanging out in the room for now.
Do we want a sidebar?
If you wish to speak, there's a side chamber just behind that door, so you can have your privacy.
Go there.
All right. Should I put you on the big map so you can see where the
I was about
coordinates
to
are?
say, yeah, if we can get those.
Sure thing. Ah. Come on, bookmark. There we go. All right.
So, can we safely rule out A?
It's definitely the furthest.
We have. Hold on. Let me see if I can't figure out which one's which.
So you said you're from Starfall, correct?
Yeah, that's right. That's where I spent a good bunch of my childhood.
Are you familiar with that Strong's Valley, Lover's Peak area?
Question for the DM, am I?
I mean, you're from there. So I would say, yeah, you are. Strong's Valley itself actually has a settlement within it. There is actually like a city, like kind of like, or like a town like built into that valley structure in there. So that's kind of what that is, more or less. Lover's Peak is essentially called that because, I mean, it was like a romantic spot in the past, but then also it just happens to be, you know, at some point somebody called those other mountains the Lost Lovers, and like, well, then the highest one, we're gonna we gotta call it Lover's Peak. You know what I mean? But it's you know, they are tall mountains. They are not necessarily like the snowiest of mountains. Those are more toward the north. And yeah, Lover's Peak is it's this like special romantic place. It's got a really great view of a lot of the region. You know, it's said that, you know, sometimes couples can go there and like, oh, be blessed by certain, like, you know, the animals fly overhead, and it's like this like symbol of nature blessing your, you know, your relationship and all sorts of nice stuff like that.
And I'm assuming it's safe to assume that ABC coincides with Alexander Bismarck Castor?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think it would make the most sense to head to the closest one, and the one we can get there along the water. I know it seems like I might be biased, but
Bias.
it's a simple fact that ships can travel a lot faster.
I got no
Everyone-
disagreements with you there. I'm good for going to Icewind.
Do you
I feel like-
think that they'll pay for our tickets?
I think we could definitely.
I don't want to keep
Get that out of 'em.
asking for things, but I mean, if they're like some per diem pay or something.
Let's see what we can get out of them.
All right, so you decided to go for B, Bismarck the Wave Diver. Let me take you back to the council. All right, so you re-enter the room. All right, you've made your decision then, I take it.
Yes, we would like to head to the second location first. Now, in order to do this, we would like to take one of your finest ships, ideally helmed by an experienced crew, and for something of this level of danger and threat to our own safety, will require a per diem pay as well for the likely several days that it'll be to take us to get there and safely return.
Right, well, don't you worry about that. The job will give you 150 gold now and the same upon completion.
Each?
Yes, this is a very important matter to us.
That will do.
I'm sorry, you said 500 gold?
150.
I'm sorry, the 5, just...
It's a very generous package. Let's not push it, huh?
No,
Indeed it
of course
is.
not, just bad hearing, though.
150 gold now, and the same upon completing the job and bringing back whoever this Bismarck is.
Sure.
Right, and in terms of a boat, obviously, yes, that is the easiest way to get there. And you shan't be going alone. A representative of the Crown will be with you the whole time. And he'll motion to the tiefling, who will come
What I
forward.
see. We got ourselves a babysitter.
I suppose you could call it that. This here is Dame Narcisse, one of the finest knights here at the castle, and she'll be accompanying you the entire way to make sure you're not just making off with my gold, and to make sure that people know this is crown business.
This Narcisse looks quite formidable. Have I seen you on the field of battle before, possibly?
You hitting on her?
I don't know, we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Good luck.
That's funny. If you had seen me on the field of battle, it must have been on the same side, otherwise you might not be standing here.
All right. All right. I think it's going well.
I mean, dang.
Very well. I'm going to gather a few of my things. It's a pleasure to make all of your acquaintance. I'm going to switch the screen for just a moment while Richard joins us on the laptop. Anyways, staying in character voice.
Stuck with the cadence, too.
Thank you. As... Oh, and here he comes. And here he comes. The camera is loading. And yay!
Hey!
There he is. Now I'm breaking character voice. Alright, let me do that. Bring you in. Alright, cool. Right, well, it is a pleasure to make all of your acquaintance. I'm going to be gathering some of my effects. And I will see you all at the docks first thing in the morning. And she will walk away. Right then, I think you all have had better attend to any loose threads you might have here in the city. At least for now. You're taking off first thing in the morning. And the Crown thanks you for your efforts.
Of course. And if you ever need more kingdom-threatening would-be heroes, just remember who answered the call.
Well, let's see how this first one goes, yeah? And let's hope there aren't too many kingdom-threatening ones in the future.
Yes, that would be terrible. Could you imagine? I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yes, I have to imagine it would be great, especially for the sake of the kingdom's birth.
And Bertrand will stand back up. Well then, this has been a very productive meeting. I can take you back if you'll just follow me. And he will escort you all back out of the castle.
As soon as we're like out of that council chamber, like, just what the fuck? You just go in and ask people for things and they just give them to you? Is that how that always works?
Have you been
Henry?
stealing all this time?
Nobody gives me anything.
Henry, if you go somewhere and act confident and just start telling people to do things, at least 60% of the time they'll just do it.
What about the other 40?
Then you haven't done it good enough yet.
Okay.
Keep working at it.
Whoa, though. Holy. Wow. Shit.
Oh, yes.
Right, well, this is where I leave you all.
Oh yeah, hi, sorry.
That's all right. Listen, you have been of great service to the City Watch and to Teleport at large, so I bid you all adieu, and I will return to my roost, as it would. As it were. That's that phrase. And then he'll be off to the City Watch.
Oh my god.
We did it! Yo! And like Azov's gonna be like, ah! We're in.
How? I mean, yay, that's so great, but fucking how?
Listen, good things come to good people, you know? Like, if you're... Yeah, I think you're a good lass, and I think that things are finally cutting your way.
Like, shouldn't like look a gift horse in the mouth and just roll with it? Like,
Why would you look a gift horse in the mouth?
I don't know. I feel like that's where you look.
Would you kiss a gift horse on the mouth?
No, absolutely.
Well, what are you
not.
hoping to find in said gift horse?
I don't know.
Gifts. Like you're not supposed to like. Anyway,
I don't care what how the horse's teeth look like. It is a working horse.
just realized what a saying that is for a water person.
Your surface customs are so bizarre.
I won't say it ever again. I promise. So, okay, have either of you been to Icewind before, or?
I assume that Bo has been all over when he's been on tour, so maybe it's been a while, but he's been there before.
Is it anything like teleport, or?
Richard doesn't know any info
Richard,
that Bo
would
has.
you like to answer?
the DM will need to provide.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely smaller. This is, certainly the largest city in this part of the continent. Let me go to the big map just so I can. It might be better to. Come on. Sometimes the bookmarky thing is a little weird. Man, that music got really quiet. All right. So it's a lot smaller. A little more of an agricultural city. It is so named because it's definitely colder there than it is here. It's closer to that more northern part of the continent, and it's so named because a lot of cold winds tend to come across the channel and blow through. So it's more agricultural. There are a lot of windmills that kind of pick up that breeze. So, and those windmills will churn things like grain silos and wine presses and things like that. So it's a lot of crop farming and a lot of production, like I said, of food and drink and that sort of stuff comes out of that place, out of Icewind.
Would it be realistic to say that Azov, that being kind of part of the coast, that he's probably taken jobs around that part
Sure.
before?
Yeah, and it's probably been most of it would probably be like loading up ships with like casks of wine or like barrels of wheat, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never really left teleport. So that's gonna
Never.
be. I mean, I've been outside of teleport, but I haven't been like outside of teleport.
Wow, you
So-
have not gotten out very much.
No.
It's not a very big world. Doesn't take you long to explore it.
Have a short leash, I guess you could say.
Oh, is that going to create problems if you
I-
were to leave right now?
Probably need to send word. But I mean, it certainly seems like it might be aligning with her interests, so maybe she will not care. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we have mentioned that to the king that you have ties to the
No, no,
criminal
no, no.
underworld.
No. No, that's fine.
Oh.
They don't care. I will give you 5 gold if you never mention it. Like, is that what you want? Gold? So you want more gold? I can't-
Never mention what.
like- Oh. All right, that was a quick turnaround. All right. The investment is good, everybody.
All right. Is that something Henry wants to do now? Check in on all that, or is that in the evening thing? Because it's probably early afternoon right now.
Strictly due to like, I imagine she had like crazy nerves just going to the castle, and was probably like, if she was paired with 8-9, like holding onto his wrist that entire damn time. So like getting out of there and then being like, great, now I got to turn around and go do that. No, we will wait
Okay.
until those nerves have settled.
All right. So I know folks want to do a little bit of shopping. Why don't let's do a little bit of shopping, then we'll take the bio break and you guys can figure out what else you may want to do in town. There's still, notice board stuff. Henry wants to check in. I know 8-9 had a thing. We'll like rewind to that next week when Artem's back. And if there's anything else, then just let me know. But for now, I think we can just go shopping. I know that's one thing everybody wants to do. So tell me, what do people need to acquire?
I need to acquire a maul.
Okay.
A big two-handed hammer, even bigger than the warhammer I got.
Mm-hmm. A whole mall.
Ooh.
And now that I have half plate instead of scale mail, I'm sending you another token, Tony.
Okay.
So we just got another 150 gold.
You did. A piece.
Hee
Right, a
let's
mall.
Let's see if this works correctly. Nope. It was a crit.
All right.
But it didn't add the 1d4. Why is it so bad at this? Or did it?
Yeah. It just looked like it didn't combine them. I see a 9/4.
I do see the 1d4 at the very end.
Let's try again.
Yeah. It's just not combining the numbers. It looks like, Ryan.
That's a lot of dice. Oh,
Yeah.
it
See.
dropped to a 1.
So 14 slashing and then 3 cold is how that would read, I believe.
It's doing it on the second one for some reason. How bizarre.
Oh yeah, because it just says 7 on the left. Oh, is it because it's showing one-handed versus versatile?
It should be on both, but I tried to create my own item where it all rolled together at once, and I think it worked kind of. So if we just take the number on the far left and the far right, that should be
Okay.
it.
Sure. Yeah, whatever works.
It's rolling so many numbers, but yeah, I think that's correct.
All right, cool. All right, so Richard, you want to buy a maul? A maul is normally 10 gold, but if you wanted to get one, if you wanted to get one that was +1, I would say that'd be more like.
Jump.
What would I sell that for? Maybe. Let me check on that. I want to give you a good number for that. If you're looking to buy something like that.
I mean, if the +1 is a possibility, then I'd be interested. Right now, I've got 245 gold.
Okay.
God dang, what have you been doing?
Let's go to Smith here. I have a thing for this. I can check.
And we did get it. We did get another 150 at the end there, right? That we're splitting 4 ways.
No, we got 150 each.
150 each.
Yep.
Yep.
Each.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how I got 245 gold. Was our last 2 jobs and some other things.
Guys, we just made so much money.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. This is what I was looking for. All right. Okay.
God,
how
plus
much
wanting
gold-
it just ups it so much, doesn't it?
You said you have, yeah, I know. You said you have 250, Richard?
245.
245. And you're going to sell what, your old armor?
I don't have any armor. This plate
Oh.
armor is the first armor he's getting.
Okay. So a +1 maul, I would say 275.
Well, he don't got that. Can he take out a loan?
I'll cover you.
Can anyone spot me 25? I'll pay you back with interest.
Azov will hold you to that interest.
Bo, this is a big day for you, so you want to make sure you invest in the right stuff. So what are you looking at getting today?
Well, if there's a really nice mall that'll help me hit things good, I suppose I could get. Well, let's see. I've got 2 Warhammers in my inventory. Well, actually, no. I think I dropped the other one, so he just has the 1 Warhammer. I have a Warhammer, a shield, and a potion of healing, but I want to hang on to that potion.
Sure, as you should.
I think I kind of want to hang on to the shield too, just in case things get really bad, you know.
Hmm. So if you hold on to the shield, what will you be able to wield with it?
I'll just have it on the back in case, you know, and then I'll have a little offhand weapon like a light hammer or something.
So you're still planning on keeping other smaller weapons?
Yeah, I think so. Just, you know, having more options available is probably a good thing.
Especially with that nice armor.
Yeah,
That
maybe
is
it'll just,
quite impressive.
maybe it'll just keep me, what do you call it? Keep my Warhammer, keep my shield, just having it as a backup in case I need to go back to my old fighting style, you know?
That's fair.
But
It's good to hedge your bets.
I am about 25 gold short, though, so if you could spot me, I will pay you back.
Tell you what, I will spot you, Bo, because of how courageous you've been these last few days. And when we get paid for the second half of this job, you can pay me back then.
Alrighty, sounds like a good deal. Thank you, sir. I mighty
25.
appreciate your confidence.
Well, of course, that's
Oh,
assuming you make it all the way through.
Actually,
Otherwise, I'll be getting-
well, technically, for 270, I actually am going to need 30, not 25.
Really bleeding me dry here, Bo. Bleeding me dry. You better put that thing to good use.
I'm gonna use it to save your ass, that's for sure.
Well, it's a nice ass, so be terrible if something bad happened to it.
I mean, it's right at my eye level. I got to say, it's a good tushy. well defined.
No squats.
But I want to be clear that I find myself looking at the cheeks, not the hole. Just so you know. It's the cheeks that provide the definition, not the hole, is what I'm trying to say.
It's the whole package that's great about it, Bo. That's what you need to understand. If you're going to be a true hero, a true warrior, you got to get buns of steel and
Okay.
everything with it. I believe in you.
Gonna get some extra plate armor for my ass because there's been this technique I've seen, especially the wee folk use, called up the butt.
Oh, I've heard of
I
that.
gotta protect myself from that.
So if there's someone smaller than you, then you're in real trouble.
Oh yeah. All right, I'll add that I've got 5 silver to my name now, and a +1 weapon.
Yeah, you get yourself a +1 maul. Yeah, someone's got it. Okay, any other shopping that folks need to check off?
So we got a +1 maul.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next thing I could get is Splint. I actually could afford Splint if I sold some stuff. I'd be doing okay. Then I'd just be the jump from 200 gold pieces to 1,500 gold pieces in heavy armor has been the bane of my existence
Wow.
for every. As someone who likes to play tanky boys, it's just like, why is that one
Yeah.
so huge?
Is that full plate? The 1500?
Yeah, it's full plate, 18 AC, Splint, 17 AC, 200 gold. Like, wow, that last one, really?
Yeah. Wow. That 20 bounding, man.
But are there any strictly not weapon or armor things for sale? Is there any like scrolls or potions or smaller utility magic items that might be up for grabs?
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything particularly you have in mind, or you want just kind of like an idea?
I don't really have anything in mind. Just we're in a large port town, so
Okay, yeah. Let me give you
there's-
here. Let me give you something I like to use. Anybody should be able to see this because it's a public doc. This is a good, just kind of like idea of what like shops have. So if you go there, you have like Scrolls of Smith Fletcher, General Store, potions, like all sorts of stuff is on there. And I'm
it doesn't look like I can look at it.
oh really?
It
Same.
says request access.
Oh, maybe, you know, I pulled it off of like a Reddit thing. Maybe I did request access once upon a time, and that's why I have it. Or did I make my own copy of that? Maybe
Can you
that's-
make a copy of it and then
I'm
share
gonna-
that one?
Yeah, I'll share it right now. Okay, I must have made my own copy of this thing then. Yeah, hold on. All right, click the link again. You should be good.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in there. I'm not like one-to-one with the prices on there, but they help me kind of start.
Okay. General store. So far, I'm seeing just what's there, or just what's already in the Dungeon Master's Guide, and some potions.
Yeah, I mean it may literally just be lifted from that. I couldn't say for sure. I've just been referencing it for some time, and I don't know.
I mean, it's got a
It's
pretty good
worth it.
list of scrolls, though.
Yeah. If there's something that seems omitted, and it's like, oh, I'd like to be able to do this or buy this thing, let me know, and then we'll figure it out.
I was thinking stuff like a movable rod, bag of holding. Like I was just looking at like uncommon
Mhm.
magic items that are
Gotcha. Okay.
fun.
So, hold on a second. I swear. Well, let's see. No. Did I not see? Well, maybe I just saw regular rod. Where is the? What's the name? Magical theme.
And if it's like not or too expensive, then that's what it
No,
is.
you'd be able to get like stuff like that. You would be able to get, but I'm gonna say a bag of holding. Let's call both of those not together, but a piece. I would say you could probably do 300 gold. You would find it.
I don't have a huge boner for getting a bag of holding currently. But yeah, I guess just like the little neat stuff on the side is kind of fun. If Sydney has stuff, she can go. If she wants to get stuff.
I
So what's
have
on your list?
a question. So my super fun perk was contingent or was tied to the armor that I'm currently wearing. Can I get that transferred over to some studded leather?
I'd say
Aren't
you could.
weeboo let me?
I'd say you could find it made of like the similar material that will confer the same kind of thing.
Tight.
You'd have it might take some looking around. You might have to go to maybe a little bit of a shadier dealer, but yeah.
I
I'm not
know
gonna-
my way around that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say no. You can't have it. You
Okay,
must keep
because I
that
was like,
armor.
I'm gonna buy armor. Oh, he just gave me the fancy armor. Okay, cool. So I'll do that. And are we sticking with like just the the listed prices like online, like 45 gold for?
Are you going
studded
to?
leather?
Well, because it's like this like special property. Are you going to sell the one you were given?
I could.
Yeah, if you do that, we can stick to it. That
Okay,
would
yeah,
like
I'll do
that would
that
like
then.
even it out. You know.
Add that and sell that. Do. And then obviously, yeah, I want to buy some freaking flour. And like maybe like a compact mirror.
Okay.
You said it was going to be cold. Like how cold?
Like you need probably like some jackets, but this isn't like Arctic. Like,
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't need like snowshoes. A little compact mirror is probably pretty cheap, like a silver. And then
25 gold.
in flowers, like we'll call if it's not already listed here, I would say it would cost you like 2 copper for a bag of flour.
Okay.
Where's that? Hey, there it is. There's that 14 gold lock.
Yeah. And then I think. So how much gold do I have? I have some gold. I think that might be it. Actually, though.
Okay. Richard, anything else for you?
Nope, that's all the shopping I can do. I'm in debt now.
All right.
Take a note of that. Sydney, can the notes say that Bo has taken a debt from Azov?
Yes, I will do that right now.
I have it in my notes too. It's funny, in my inventory it says that my total weight that I have on is negative 0.5.
Wow.
Because I put in I have negative gold.
Can I? Let's get like immune to poison eventually, like at higher levels, huh? Just like everything's immune to poison.
I mean, it depends on what you're fighting. I'm not gonna say everything is.
But like generally speaking, like even as like racial traits, like some of them are just like, oh, you're now immune to poison. I was eyeballing that poisoner's kit. And now I'm
Tony, would you say most uncommon magical items are 300 gold?
Yeah, I'd say that's like the +1 weapon was around that, and that's like in the same kind of slot. So
Okay. So I currently have 240 gold. So
Do you
I'd
need
have to.
help?
I'm not sure what I would get if I were to get something. Like, yeah, a bag of holding would be nice, but it's like
We
boring.
don't need that right now either, though.
Yeah.
Like we're level 2.
And I'm like, what would Azov treat himself with?
Treat yourself. Fishing bait.
That's racist. What is it called? Pact.
I wish I could afford a +1 short though. My God. I think I'm good. Yeah. Wait, let me consult.
Tony,
my
what about a
shop.
Rod of the Pact Keeper?
Ooh.
Rod of the Pact Keeper? I don't even know
He
what
just
that
made
is.
that up.
Like, as in the Fathomless? Rod of the Pact. What does this do? Rod uncommon. Your warlock. Interesting. Huh.
Ooh, medical supplies. Just straight up medical supplies.
Looks like the standard one is considered uncommon. While holding this rod, you gain a bonus to spell attacks. I would say for that one specifically, I would bump it up a little more to like 350, just because it has the extra perk with the spell slot.
Then, in that case, I will currently buy nothing.
Okay. But that's
have
what you have your eye on.
Potentially. I don't really have enough gold for much of anything right now. I could upgrade my armor, I guess, and that would take out most of my wares. Actually, yeah, let's do that. I will sell my chainmail, which is worth 75 gold, unmodified, and buy splint mail,
Okay.
which is 200.
Okay.
So difference is 125.
Cool.
So I upgraded some armor.
All right. Okay, so I guess everyone's pretty much got their shopping done. You've got
Also,
other.
just for funsies, I'm gonna grab some like basic ass medical supplies like gauze, bandages, like
Sure. Yeah, I'd say you can get like a basic like medicine kit for like.
rations.
Yeah, I'd say like a gold will get you a kit of the necessities. Okay, so we'll take a bio break. You guys can be thinking about what else you want to do within the city to tie up before you head out in the morning. I'm prepared for literally anything you might want to do on that board, or if there's something not on the board, we can go from there. Whatever y'all want to do. I'll take us to a break, and then we'll where's my break screen? There it is. And then we'll we'll do some arson. All right, be right back, stream.
Alrighty.
Okay, and we're back in. And I will say we'll probably start next episode with you guys embarking for this new quest. So like I said, anything you may want to take care of in town before that, this is the time. So yeah, what's on the party's brain? What sort of stuff, lingering questions, what have you, do you want to look into before you leave town for a little bit?
Well, Bo didn't have anything at first, but now that he hears that this goat man is a god, he might want to look into that a bit more. Be like, okay, well then what's this god's deal? What is he known for? Like, he wants to research that god, because right now the goat man has him shooketh.
Library.
To the God Center!
Yeah, okay. So we can do a thing like that. Yeah, there's there's certainly a library here in town if that's the sort of place you would like to look. Otherwise, you know, whatever you think would be the ideal place or the person to ask, you can certainly do that.
Okay.
Is a library where you would like to go?
If that's what seems in this world, if that's the place where people get information instead of Google, then yes.
Okay.
Before
Ryan.
Bo goes there, Azov's gonna be like, "Yo, where are you going in such a hurry?"
Oh, I was just, finished up my shopping and all. Thank you again for the gold, by the way. We'll definitely pay you back. So about the goat man, who apparently is a goat god, he is connected with all of this somehow, and I think we might as well get as much information as we can on him before we get more involved.
No, yes, I agree 100%. That sounds like some god stuff is up and needs our immediate attention.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, Henry, the goat man that we saw, apparently he's a deity?
Oh, he's.
Oh yeah,
retired
what you
Captain
learn in
Picard.
your thing?
Nothing. I was called Kitten.
Oh.
And then like,
And by the way, Artem wasn't here. 8-9 would have also been called Kitten.
We're okay. I was like,
Sorry,
whoa.
I was like, let me make sure that's clear. That is just because you're both younger than him. That would have been both of you would have been called Kitten. I should
It's a very
specify.
cat situation.
I got
That's
that the
funny.
right way. Sydney didn't. That was just so funny.
Because I went like, whoa.
Yeah, it wasn't him being like "milady." No, it was very much like.
Because I've been called Kitten before, like, and they were like, "Hey, Kitten," and it was like, "No, that's not for me."
I tried to use cub as well in there a little bit, but
You
yeah,
did,
it's
you
that
did.
kind of deal.
No, that was about it.
Oh well, we learned that goat man we encountered is maybe a god.
Oh, your
Yeah.
session was way cooler than mine.
Well, in any case, I think it's a good lead to follow up on before we get out of here. I mean, I still feel like things are even bigger than we know. And I think one way to try to figure out some of the motivations, I mean, apparently there's something about he likes to show up when there's change, but there's got to be more about him in the tomes than that. So I want to figure out what the fuck is with up. And are there people who worship him around here? Are they active? Are they not? What's going on with all of that?
Don't lie. Are you this curious because you think it's your dad?
I mean, I'm less.
What if you were the
I'm-
son of a god?
That would be insane, which is why I think it's probably not as likely now. Because, like, what would the odds of that be? Plus, I always got the impression that he was just, like, some random satyr out in, like, the middle of the forest. This guy seems, like, calculating and such, so it doesn't really fit the MO of what I was told.
Well,
But then
that
again-
makes sense until you think about who your mother was. And, Bo, I don't know how to tell you this, but your mother, she got around.
Oh, I know.
You know his
That's
mom?
made very clear.
I don't know his mom, but I've heard.
My mom was kind of famous.
Infamous, some might say.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Yeah. She's known for some things good and some things to each their own.
Let's say she's just done a lot of missionary work in her travels.
Oh,
Yeah.
know,
Sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean-
that's the way she was. Uh-huh. That's the stories they tell.
Listen, Bo, all of that sounds super important and good for you for your greater purpose. But I have to tell you, as a seasoned adventurer, I'm sorry, you're doing this all wrong.
Oh. Should I not go to the library?
You can, but we just got paid for doing a
Right.
job well done,
Yeah.
which means we should go do something stupid with that money. And you know what I'm thinking?
What?
That Half Pint's place. The
Chicken
chicken,
fights.
fights. I need a partner.
Oh.
How about you help me get that money back right now?
All right. I like what you're putting down. Okay. Yeah, sure.
You could pay me back that later, or you could pay me back today.
wait a minute.
I like that thought.
The contrast of like, no, I think this guy is more than just what he appears. He showed up at a time of change, and I think there's something deeper here. We gotta investigate to chicken fight. Yeah,
Yeah, but chicken fight.
Listen, chicken fight.
All right. Well, that's more time sensitive. We can research the goat man after.
I will
Now
say,
you're thinking with your head.
speaking of time, because 8-9's like here, I feel like 8-9 would be the one to chime in with this and point out like, well, we do have time to do the library first because the chicken fights happen at night and it's like presently like 3-4 p.m.
8-9, why must you be the rain of my parade? Normally I like rain, but when you do it for some reason, you're like a stormy cloud.
He would take that as a
Alrighty
compliment,
then,
I
well.
think.
Well, then why don't we just hop over to the library real quick and then to the chicken fight?
Sure, I need to pack up my things at the tavern anyways, but why don't we all meet at the Half Pint for some good revelry and
Alrighty.
some fun?
Sounds good.
All right. So let's do a little bouncing around then. We'll start with Bo. Bo, you were going to... Well, is everybody going to split off? Is that the plan?
Might as well. If
Yeah.
he's looking up a satyr god, Azov could go pack up. I could go just be like, hey girl, I gotta go somewhere.
All right. Okay, so...
Well, first of all, before the library, are there any temples to this god? Like, is this a well-known god? Is this a not well-known god? What's the deal
No,
with them?
this is like, well, I would say, so I know this is Richard asking, not Bo asking. So for Richard's sake, I will say, like, as far as temples, Bo would know that no, there are none in this city dedicated to him. As far as like, is he well known, worshipped, whatever, I'm gonna say that's library reading answers.
Okay, then we'll just go to the library.
Yeah. And do we want to do like the afternoon equivalent of a take 20 where you're just like you're taking the time to find your answers? This isn't like a roll to see.
Oh
what you might
yeah,
learn.
he's minorly obsessing over this, so yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say
okay.
take 20 on that.
So yeah, so what you'll find is Scarret is the satyr deity. Operates on values like being free spirited, having fun, following your destiny. And it's for those reasons that he tends to sort of appear to and around people at times of change, either usually when they're on the cusp of it. It seems almost like he's like an omen of it, like if he shows up, it means there's change coming in your life. And not in he's not known to be like an interloper. He's just kind of like an observer. An observer. Like, oh, what's going on over here? I'm gonna check this out. Occasionally gets involved in like the affairs of mortals, but not like gets involved like on the side so he can observe the action, right? So for example, like he apparently got himself made captain of the city watch somehow, like as the Shores ascended to the throne, but it's not like he like led some military coup that got them there. You know what I mean? Like he got that so he could get a front row seat, but he wasn't like, you will see that he has, it's not so much worshippers, but there are definitely like followers who are like, I love this guy's vibes. Let me follow his. It's almost like, how do I put this? It's almost like a Jesus-y thing where it's like I follow what this guy says, not necessarily him and his whole like line. You know what I mean?
So no known temples that I could find, no organized religion around him.
I would say like, so he does have a symbol. Let me just look up what the symbol would be, because I don't want to just give you a random thing. What is his? Okay, so people that you know follow him, I would say, like, I know they're kind of synonyms, but it's like followers, not necessarily worshipers, if that makes sense. Like, he's a guy who doesn't really call for being worshipped, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But his symbol is an oak growing from an acorn. So I would say if you see almost like a growing branch of like some acorns, that would kind of be the symbol. And you may see, like, you know, you could potentially see that on a coat of arms somewhere, maybe a pin or something like that, but it's not going to be, you're not going to see that as commonly as you would say, like, you know, the symbol of like, I don't know, Shantea or Tor, or like some of these other really, really well-known gods. One thing is that I will say you will find in your reading, it's kind of like an addendum, because this will be an important thing for you to know, and something that I want Artem to actually know as well, and he knows to like rewatch / check in on this stuff. One interesting thing that you'll find is that sort of not necessarily reaching Scared himself, but reaching the Faerun, of course, needs to be done by means of portals. You got to travel to another place. And in your reading, you'll learn that for mortals, right, for folks who don't just have the ability to plane or travel, portals tend to be, they tend to open for folks who are going through like a very emotional experience, and the portal tends to stay open until they've like resolved whatever that is.
Okay.
Which may give Bo some ideas of maybe how his mom somehow got there. Something like that. But you would find that in your reading.
Okay. So just some quick questions. One, any known temples in any locations?
There's nothing major, but in a couple of the rural towns, you'll find folks who have like little the word escapes me.
Shrines.
Shrines, thank you.
Okay.
Let's...
And then what's his alignment?
He is neutral.
Okay.
He is neutral. And tell you what, let's go to the big map. Let's just let's drop in where some of those shrines would be. There's not going to be one in Starfall because that's where you're from, and you would just know, and it would be cheap for me to now say there's one there. You know what I mean? So give me a second here, and I'm going to put a few on the map for you. That's not what I want. While we're doing this, feel free to ask additional questions.
The only other thing is, what are his domains? Like, what is he the god of? Is he like the god of satyrs? Is he the god of, change? Like, what is he like known as the god of, so to speak? Like, what does he have dominion over?
Where is he here? Guidance and community.
Okay.
And nature would be the domain, but like sort of the values are guidance and community.
There's a hippie.
Kinda, yeah.
Alrighty, that's mainly what I needed to know. So,
Great.
I'm good.
All right, so we'll put a few of these. We'll put some of these on the map for you now. I'm just gonna do this. All right, I do have you guys on the big map screen, right? You guys are seeing the same thing. I'm just gonna I'm gonna drop this little acorn symbol, kind of like next to, almost like an. Oh, that's a way bigger image than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh.
I'm almost gonna drop this.
Little
This
acorn symbol.
this acorn will almost it can almost serve as like, oh come on, we'll almost consider it like an asterisk in a way. Like I'll put it next to some town names, and that'll represent like, hey, they have a
Somebody there has a shrine or an altar.
yeah, something like that.
Incredible.
I mean, I'm obviously gonna put one in the town you're headed to. How am I not gonna do that? That's only fair.
I was about to say one in the middle of those trees. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one at Whirlpool of Fortune.
Oh, good. All over here on Whirl side. Sure, we'll put one in Whirl side.
I'm just saying because it sounds like it would.
We'll put one in
be
Whirl
at
side.
the Whirlpool of Fortune.
All right, so there you go. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 known shrines.
I just noticed that Tridus is now on the map.
Yes,
It's a link spot.
I wanted it
Which is
to.
appropriate.
I wanted that to imply like depth. Like,
Yeah.
see
It
depth.
works.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? There'll be one more. We're gonna put one up here in red grain. All right. So there you go. There are 6, and you know what? There would also be one in West Horn. Let's also put one there. All right. There's 7 sort of shrines to Scared, if you will, that are known. And I'll say in your reading, you would. That's why they're marked on the map now, Richard. Bo would learn like, oh, these are where some of the folks are. So there you go.
Okay. All right, there's one in Icewind. He's gonna check it out when he's there.
Yep. That's I mean, I had to, right? There's got to be. That's
Yep.
only that makes thematic sense. Okay. Let's check in on Azov next. We're gonna save Henry for last because that can be the heaviest thing, you know. So let's check in on Azov. And so Ryan, Azov is just going back to his place and or his rented place. What's his move?
Yeah, I think if it's not the loose tongue or something similar to it, like a long, I'm not sure how long he's been in town, but I imagine there's somewhere he's holds up there pretty often. But it's as he's walking away, he's like excited about doing the chicken fights and stuff like that. He gets back there, and it's just kind of a quiet. There's not much there. He doesn't own a ton of things. He like gathers his bags and his sailing equipment and things like that, and leaves the key at the front desk. But he has ample time to go talk to people and say goodbye to them in the city, but the people he cavorts with probably the most won't be out for several hours. And the people that he just doesn't have a lot of connections, it seems, in the city. So he's kind of just like got time to kill.
Okay.
So,
would he okay. I want to take a look at something here just to see if
Goes to say goodbye to his friends, and he's like, 8-9, goodbye.
I'm
But
going
you're
with
coming
you.
with me.
All right, yeah, let me just do a quick little thing here to see if there's anything I would throw in for Azov here, if it makes sense, because I don't want to, force anything or jump the gun on anything. You know what? This is the one thing I'll give this as you're going about. You're going back. So you're in your. I don't need these. So you're going about. You're doing your business, and I would say, because this is something the party like briefly talked about, is as you're passing by, sort of the town square area, you will pass by that. She seems to be packing up, but you will pass by that fortune teller who was given like the discounted rate during the coronation. You'll see you would see the same sign. You would see like a little gnome woman starting to kind of pack up shop, but you would notice it as, oh hey, that's the fortune teller the party briefly had mentioned potentially seeing. If that's still something that perhaps Azov wanted to do, she is there.
I think he'll see that and be like, I just got paid. Let's see how good of a fortune teller she is. Because I already know my future. And he'll sit down and I'll put a gold on the stand.
It is only a silver.
He will
If you want to put down a whole gold, you can.
exchange for a gold.
She'll be like, oh, I was just closing for the day before a gold. I'll stay open the whole night, buddy.
Don't get too cute. Just give me back 5 silver.
Fair enough. Coronation's over, so technically the discount's over, and you're still paying me extra. We'll make this a real special reading for you, huh?
Yeah, give me a good future. I'm thinking lands and wealth. And a well-proportioned woman. Maybe 2. What do you got?
I don't grant these futures, I merely read them, correct?
Sure.
All right, well, just give me a moment while I and she'll like reach around, she'll like close, the little like tent flaps that you're privately in the little spot. All right, allow Madame Deb to do her work. She'll pull out a match, light a little candle. It's gonna flicker for a moment, and she will like sort of inhale the like fumes coming off of it a little bit. All right. Now you hail from Tritus, is that correct?
What gave it away? And he's gonna flip his anemone-like hair.
Right. Easy guess. And you certainly have the build of somebody who's served in the war over there. Is that correct? You're a veteran?
I am.
Excellent. And it's been some time since you've seen any of those war buddies, since you've seen anyone from your homeland?
Yes, it's pretty rare to see Tritons this far out. The war is quite demanding. And wasn't there a part about you reading my future? I feel like we're reading my past.
Oh, don't worry.
I know that part already.
Your past is part of it too. In fact, you say they're quite busy with the war over there, and they are. But you will be seeing some of your kind sooner rather than later. Not immediately, but sooner than you think.
I imagine they will not be happy to see me.
Well, I thought we weren't supposed to be talking about your past.
Talking about my future now. Deb, help me.
All right, relax. You paid very handsomely, as I would expect from a handsome Triton, no doubt. All right, well, I expect you'll be seeing them soon. Perhaps not on this leg of a journey, but one to follow soon after. Now, it's Azov, right?
It is, but my reputation is well known far and wide, so it's very reasonable that you would know that.
I heard you declare it to other folks. Yes.
That does sound like me.
Right. Now, Azov, this adventure you're about to embark on, how do you feel about accomplishing this goal?
For honest, pretty excited. Finally got a chance to meet with the king. Got an audience with him. Some FaceTime could lead to some more jobs. One step closer to the high life. That said, I have no idea what I'm being sent off to go look for and find, capture, stab.
But you have an idea, a waypoint, a landmark, this sort of thing?
3, actually.
3. How fascinating. 3 points, 1 quest. One that will, I assume, give you ample time to speak with one of those, how did you describe it, shapely women?
Fingers crossed.
Well, those aren't predictions I typically like to make myself, but as to the success of your noble quest, you will succeed. In fact, I believe you will uniquely succeed.
That's an interesting word to use. Say more on that.
Well, you understand, not every fortune is the clearest. It's merely a feeling that I believe you'll find what you're looking for, and perhaps only you will find what you're looking for.
See, this is why I thought some extra silver might get me the Fortune Package Plus.
Well, it's
the,
so far gotten you 2 fortunes. You understand it's a volume thing. It's not necessarily a detail thing.
So I will succeed, and I will succeed uniquely.
Yes. And don't forget, seeing some of your fellow Tritons in the near future as well.
Oh, good. I can't wait. That will be so much fun.
Sarcasm is very clear inside my tent. Azov, before we end, is there anything in particular about your future you'd like to know? Any lingering questions on your mind? Something you may not be as confident in?
I don't know much about my future, but I do know there is one certainty waiting for me. Where I will go when my time is over.
Yes, returning to that great maw beneath the waves, as it were.
You know, when you pledge your soul to an otherworldly creature, you think it's much more figurative, feathery language. Who even really needs a soul? What are you doing with a soul? But as I get older, it becomes more and more real. Is there any way to escape that?
I believe certain fates are sealed. However, what we take into that fate with us, the life we've lived, the reputation we leave behind, perhaps even the objects we clutch in our hands as we return. These all have varying levels of greatness to them. And I believe, and she'll kind of look at the weapon on your back, I believe you'll return to your fathomless with an even greater weapon in hand.
You do a really good job of answering without really answering the question. Do you know that?
I do. That's how I make a living.
Right. Should have asked about love.
Oh,
I would have
it's
gotten a better answer.
right. It's probably not going to work out with the Lady Knight.
Come on!
It's worth trying. I can't see every detail.
What do you know?
Oh, plenty.
I was willing to believe the other stuff. The saying I don't have a shot, that's where I draw the line.
And she will dip her hands in some water. And she will actually like flick it at you, and then with her fingers still wet, kill the flame of the candle she lit. And then have a great day, Azov.
Thank you, Deb.
That's
Please
Madam
don't kinda
Deb to
stand
you.
up. It's not even a very exciting fortune teller name. Like Deb, like I know a Deb.
It's
Let's
short
get
for
on
Deborah. All right. So now we'll check in with Henry before we make our way over to the half pints. So Sid, what's Henry's move here?
Yo. So before going, I think it's getting everything kind of cleaned up in the room that she was staying in, and then even maybe like dropping off all of but 50 gold, like hiding it amongst her things, not turning in her key yet, but leaving like a good chunk of her gold there just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And then heading out to where the matron was last, assuming that she's
her
there
den,
again.
the matron's den,
Yeah.
as it were. Okay, yeah. So you can head over there. This time when you get there, so last time the tiefling twins were guarding the door. This time when you get there, good old that Loxodon Nungus is the one guarding the door. And as you approach, he'll kind of like lean forward off his post and actually almost like with a bit of surprise on his face.
Oh, Henry. What, just you? The twins went out to find you. They didn't?
No.
Oh. Well, she wants to
I
talk to you, as you can imagine.
I assumed that she would. How's her mood? Is it good? Is it great?
It's
Yeah.
not good.
Well, wish me luck, I guess.
Good luck.
And then he'll open the door.
Sounded like a threat, not just God damn.
So, roll for initiative. I'm just kidding. What if I just put a turn order on screen and it was just the matron and both dogs, and then I was like, roll for initiative?
I would
You
need
know
to
what it
come
would
up
be?
with another fucking character.
It would be the gargoyle, the way the gargoyle Dark Souls like ho 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 like, just like starts.
You're like, what's going? Oh God.
You're like, wait, Nungus, why do I hear Latin lyrics all of a sudden?
Actually, I have this under control. Oh, there's another one.
All right, so he's gonna let you in, and before it was like you went inside this club and then he was guarding like the VIP section. Right now, because of the time of day, like he was just guarding the front door and it's just your boss inside. So you go inside and she's there. Oops. Hold on. Wait for it. Okay. I clicked on wrong things. Wrong layers and stuff. So she's inside. The dogs are probably like over on the corner, maybe like curled up, like munching on some like cartoon chunks of meat, you know?
The absurdly big stuff. Yes.
Yeah. And she's just like mixing her own drink, kind of like behind the bar. Well, look who it is. And the glass she is holding will actually just she will kind of. Well, look who it is. Have a seat, Mason.
Okay.
Why did we let her go alone?
I understand that the situation is not great, but I do have, I think, some pretty good news that will help.
Let me just make one thing clear. I imagined things could go wrong with this protection gig, with the woman that you have also apparently met and apprehended. I didn't expect the interference to come from my own people, much less someone who's generally been a very good person in service to me, interfering with folks who were just trying to prove themselves to me. You know, little Lucas, we haven't even seen him since. Apparently he ran off with his tail between his legs, and the other two haven't seen him since.
Everybody left that altercation. Once I realized what was going on, I did my best to mitigate damage. And like I said, I feel like good things can come of it.
Well, you've ruined an advantage that I had in the impeding turf war that I made it a point to inform you about. Little did I know it was only moments after you had ruins had advantage.
Right?
So, how are we going to make this okay, Henry? How are you going to suture the wound that you have just caused to my organization?
Spoke with the king today.
The one in yellow or the Uncle King?
Rayland.
Did you now?
I did. And a few others. Sarash Greatbane, Grassweave, Holy Mother Mithrid, Ganlin, the
Making
One Sword.
some connections, are we?
You could say that. The point is, though, that turning in Esther and turning in the slip of paper, whatever it meant really, though it was accidental.
Did you tell her about this slip of paper? I don't know that you did. I think you
I
might
don't think
have.
I did.
Yeah, I think you kept that part. So.
No, it didn't. It did yield trust, tentative at best. But they are the crown is wanting to send us on a bit of a quest.
So not only have you thrown a wrench in the system, but now you're going to leave me for a time?
Maybe with good results.
I see. And what of the last thing I assigned you? What about the other king, the king in yellow?
Gone.
All right. Well,
Taken
that's
care of.
at least one thing checked off the list.
Yep.
Listen, Henry, as you well know, there's a war coming between myself and Jillar. It's going to happen, whether you're a part of it or not. But if you want to make sure you're around in the aftermath, you will be a part of it. Do you understand? Now, when you return from whatever this little fetch quest for the crown is, you better be reporting back here, because it will be go time for this organization.
This will be the second, if not first, place I'll stop. First being probably the castle.
Very well. You can go. You can send the twins in after you.
Thank you for your patience and your leniency, matron.
Don't mistake this for either of those things.
Yes, ma'am. I will head the fuck out.
All right.
And if I see Cirrus and frickin' Sable, I'll be like, "You're up, bud."
You don't when you leave, because they were apparently sent to find you, but you came here like of your own volition.
Tight.
But good old Nungus is back at the door.
Oh, that was faster than I expected.
Yeah.
And you're still in one piece.
I think for now, yeah. For a few days.
I suppose she sees you as an important piece in the battle we're supposed to fight.
I do not know why.
Me neither.
Good to see we're still really good friends.
Is that what this is?
Sure. Have a good one.
Yeah. Remember,
Bye.
Henry,
Yeah.
friendship, not important. Coming out on the winning side, that's what's important.
Right.
Good luck.
Thanks. I hoof it back to my shit.
Okay. So, shall we finish up at half pints then?
Let's do it.
All right. We go forward by just a couple hours. There's a little bit of time before the festivities, before the regular fights start, for the three of you to kind of like touch base on everything that happened there in the early evening.
So, Bo, did you find out about your dad?
He's not my dad.
God.
I mean, I'm hoping he's not my dad because it raises all sorts of questions about, was that night not random after all? Was it purposeful? In which case, how much did my mother even know about it? And was she being used? It raises so many concerns. So I'm just hoping, I'm praying that. And what does that make me? If I'm some sort of half god thing, I really hope I'm not that. I just want to be little Bo, you know, the wee little Bo. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, so long as it does not collapse, you know.
Let me know if I'm asking too personal of a question, but has your magic always been so tenuous?
Yeah, I mean, since I was little, the first couple cantrips I learned, yeah, kind of shooting off a little crazy like, and yeah, my magic never really been quite so contained. It shoots off in weird ways.
And your mom wasn't magic?
No, my mom wasn't magic. No, she's just a fierce barbarian champion through and through. Now, I think I get my magic from the father's side.
God.
Oh,
Could it be
God.
possible that when you were a young child, you were
Demigod
still
stuff.
flush with energies, that there was a large or tall ledge where you were there, and then at another moment in time you were not there, and when you found yourself, you were on the ground, and your head had caught your fall?
That's possible that happened? If it did, I don't remember.
That would make sense.
Wait, what did you just ask?
Was he dropped as a child?
Ah! I pictured a cliff. Don't ask me why.
He does have
Let me tell ya.
barbarian blood, so it's possible.
If anybody were to drop me on my head as a child, it would have been my mother.
Right. So maybe it shook something loose with your magic.
Or maybe he's the child of a god and he's got like untapped crazy powers.
I don't know.
I can think of no better way than to test them, than to engage in these battles tonight, right now.
Do you want me to really unleash the chaos? Because I can do that. At great risk to people around me. I will say that the chaos is generally something I've shied away from, not so much embraced. The chaos usually leads to, I mean, sometimes it's just mundane, doesn't really matter much, but other times it has caused some real problems and people have gotten hurt from it.
Like what? Do you like someone's flowers or something?
Have you not heard?
Heard what?
So, this is not my first group. I can't remember if I told you that or not.
No.
Well, there was another group I was with for a while, and there was a moment where we were trying to eavesdrop on somebody, and we didn't understand the language they were speaking. So, I kind of channeled me magic to do this thing where I can understand pretty much anybody. But once again, something happened with the chaos that runs through me, and it made everybody around me confused, and created a big commotion. People were attacking each other and whatnot, and it kind of also gave away our position. And anyways, long story short, one of our crew died.
Wow.
Yeah, so maybe don't have him do the magic here.
Bo, tell me something. Is this something you wish to master?
I wish it for it to not be a burden. If it could be a gift, I would very much want that.
Part of being a hero is taking everything that's given to you, earned or not, and using it to its fullest. Oh, I think you can master this.
You're just saying that I should purposefully use my magic against these in this fighting here now and hope for the best? Because I can't control it, really. I can make the wildness more likely to come out, but I can't control what the wildness brings.
I think that's for you to decide. But if this is something you wish to do, as you have seemed to indicate, at some point or another, you'll need to confront the fact that you can be dangerous. Not just to our enemies, don't get me wrong. I like that part. But to your allies. That's me. And Henry, I guess.
Well, answer me this true. Are you willing to risk some terrible magic happening out on that court or whatever it is? Dirt pit, whatever.
It happens right here in the bar.
Are you willing to take that risk if we're fighting side by side?
I want to incite him.
Alright, what do you want to know?
What's the vibe Bo's trying to give off right now?
He's scared. He has gotten a friend and colleague killed before. And he wants to be able to think like, maybe I can use this. Maybe there is some kind of higher purpose I'm being called for. And he's really conflicted with, destiny versus chaos, and are they intermingled or are they completely separate, and what does it all mean, and all sorts of stuff. And I think he's looking for someone to say, yes, I'm willing to take that risk with you, but he's also going to be completely understanding if people are like, nah, you got to get yourself in check more.
Bo, as someone who has defined a lot of their adult life as someone who wishes to skirt risk and find more safe paths just to glory, I'm tempted to say no. But there's something about you. Call it a divine spark. But there's something that's in you that I think you could be great. And I think if you learn to master this, think you could be even greater. That said, if something were to go wrong tonight, or here, I don't know, is it better that it's happening in the middle of town versus in the wild where we could all die at a moment's notice?
I mean, we're endangering anybody, but if everybody's agreeing to sign up for a fight, then, well, I guess they know what they're getting into to a degree.
I think today might be the only day, having just met with the would-be king, that we can wiggle our way out of it. But if this is a power if this is a power you're looking to explore, I mean, I don't think you want to be a liability, do you?
No, I never want to be that again.
Then let's master it.
Okay, let's do this fight.
Alrighty. So with that, the kind of dwarf behind the bar, who I think you guys spoke to before when you were investigating some stuff, he's gonna kind of clank glasses and hop up. All right, everyone, it's that special time that everybody comes here for. It's time for the piggyback chicken fights here at Half Pints. And there's a whole bunch of crowd, whatever. All right, so who's looking to throw down tonight? I know we got some usuals, we got some new faces. Who's ready? And there's like this pair. There's these two gnomes in the back. They seem to be chatting and having a good time. And the male gnome kind of looks over and he's like, yeah, let's do it. Hey, over here, we'll do it. Me and my lady will give it a shot. All right, we got ourselves our first pairing here, and who's gonna take them on? Any other newcomers here want to give it a go?
I guess we will.
We will.
All right, more fresh faces. Let's do it. Come out. All right, I see you two are already paired up, and you'll see the girl gnome will climb onto the shoulders of the guy gnome, because that's how these are done. It's like you sit on someone else's shoulders, and then it's like, I think I described it before, it's like when you chicken fight in a pool, but without the water, where you're trying to knock the top person off. All right, well then, for you two, who's the baits and who's the swinger on top? Pointing to Azov and Bo.
Oh, well, I would just assume that I'll be on the top.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, alrighty then, let's do this thing. Now, as everybody knows, we do this in 3 rounds. Best 2 out of 3 wins. Anybody want to wager some gold on the outcome of this one? And there'll be a couple people raising their hands like, I'll take those odds, whatever. Like, folks who are going to bet on it. Yes, Sid.
I was gonna see if they wanted to like put down money.
I was gonna say, can I bet on myself?
You can bet on yourself.
Can I bet
Yes.
myself? Can I throw the match?
Hey, anybody want to spot me some gold so I can bet it myself?
You can bet for yourself, not against. Don't want anybody get playing dirty here.
No, I'm just saying I don't got any gold to give. But no, it's okay. You two, you bet on me. I'll get you money.
You said you had 5 gold, right?
I have 5 silver.
I'll spot him 5 gold, so I'll put down 5 and I'll put down 5 for both too.
Okay. So here's how this is gonna work. You can decide on a round if you want to go play like more defensively or more aggressively. That's gonna determine who rolls. These are gonna be basically contested grapple rolls to see who like wins the round. If you want to play defensively, the bottom person's gonna roll. If you want to play offensively, the top person's gonna roll. And if there's anything else character-wise or magic-wise that you can invoke here, you can do it. You know, however it would make sense within the context of the chicken fight here.
Are there any rules per se? Like, don't do this, don't do that?
All right, everybody knows the 3 main rules of chicken fight. Rule number 1. Everybody likes to talk about chicken fight. No secrets here. Make sure you tell your friends. Rule number 2. No face poking. Gotta preserve that pretty thing. And rule number 3. No poking in the wedding tackle. Gotta preserve that pretty thing for more faces down the line. Anything else goes. As long as you stay on top and the other person goes down, you're the winner.
I like those rules.
I feel like we're gonna need to lean down so far to get to them if it's 2 gnomes on top of each other.
It is gnomes first, yes. And you two basically between Bo and Azov, like Azov specifically like barely makes the cutoff to be able to fight because there's like a height maximum, and he's like you're like right at it for being. I was gonna say
like I'm technically a medium creature. I'm short, but I'm not small.
Yeah, you're like right
like,
at...
I feel like you alone are the size of 2 gnomes, so I'm just like head and shoulders above them.
Yeah, so you're right at the
cutoff. Don't let me compete. I'll play.
Yeah, you are the cutoff basically.
I will bet 15 gold on myself or our team.
All right.
And then I put down 5 for me, 5 for Bo.
Okay. All right. So first round is against these 2 gnomes. They seem to be like maybe on like some sort of date. They just want to have a little fun, play this game. So
Gonna leave with like a bloody nose or some shit.
We'll see. All right. So here we go. So you guys want to go more offensive or defensive? Like I said, it'll determine who rolls.
I don't know.
Well, I'll say as you're starting, these two gnomes are moving. They're small. They are smaller than you, so they're definitely going for a more scrappy approach. They're a lot more kind of moving and bobbing and weaving because you definitely have the size advantage.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess.
we have a plan. Attack.
Yeah, my plan is to purposefully try to trigger my wild magic surge to see what it can do in this environment.
Okay. I really hope you
Not
turn
like
into a
rage.
potted plant.
I'm going to respectfully gather up my drinks and like move further back, move away from.
Oh, go over 30 feet away, please.
Yeah,
I
like
bet you
I'll
can
make-
only do that
I'll
by
make
casting
eye
a spell.
contact with Bo real quick and be like, I'm gonna, and then.
I mean, we don't have to do the magic thing right now. It just seems like that was what was gearing up towards. Honestly, like raging seems to be the obvious thing to do with grapple checks, but
Yeah, let's do the rage.
okay.
All right. How long does your rage last, by the way?
It can last up to 10 minutes so long as I keep it up with a bonus action. Or
Okay.
if I force someone, either I attack someone or force someone to make a save.
Okay. So I will just say, just so for your sake of like managing things on your sheet, there would be like, you're not gonna like get in a bunch of fights back to back to back in 10 minutes. Like you would get to do yours and then some other people would go, and if you want to go again
Yeah.
against some other folks, then's your opportunity.
Okay.
Just
Well,
so they
maybe
spread
for
it
the-
around the room.
Maybe to save it then, if this is like easy people first, maybe I'll test my magic now and then save the rage for later.
Could be. All right, so the gnomes, yeah, they're coming in really crafty and like I said, it's a lot of bobbing and weaving on their part because you have the size advantage. So they're going to come at you, and like I said, these are just going to be like kind of contested. I guess it's like contested rolls, not necessarily grapple rolls, but it's that equivalent. So
Okay.
you want to roll me, whatever it's going to be.
Yeah, I am
Oops.
going to use Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage.
Okay.
That also means that the next time I do a level 1 spell, as the DM, you can make me roll directly onto the wild magic table.
Yep.
That's up to you. But anyways, so with advantage, I'm doing a athletics.
Sure, that would make sense. Nat 20.
Whoa!
All right. So those gnomes, they're coming in like I said, surprisingly scrappy. They actually got an 18. Yeah, and they don't really have a good mod. That was just a good roll. 18. They're coming in all scrappy, whatever. They're moving really quickly, but just because you're simply stronger, you're able to eventually you seize your moment even as they're bobbing and weaving, and you knock them down. And that first round goes to you guys as they go down. And of course, they're sort of like, yeah, that was great. Speed versus strength. This is a good one. And they start gearing up for round 2. And he's gonna like help his lady up. Ha, that was awesome. Let's do it again. Yeah, let's go again. She'll climb back up and then.
I don't like this. I want to go home.
And
I didn't sign up for this.
they're ready. They're gonna come in for round 2.
Oh, it's best 2 out of 3.
Yeah, it's best 2 out of 3.
Okay. Right before they say go, is it okay to cast a spell right before they say go, or is that against the rules?
It is not against the rules.
Okay, so like right as they're getting ready, I'm going to cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
Now that doesn't give me any benefit, but it can trigger the Wild Magic Surge.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to disguise self, so that's
Yeah.
the only other spell I have.
Okay. So now comes the D100, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's see what happens.
So, alrighty, rolling a D100.
All right, you're.
94.
I think that's one of the okay ones.
Your size increases by 1 size category for the next minute. Oh no! Am I gonna get disqualified?
If that is what happens, I do believe that would be. Hold on.
Wait, hold up! I just need a minute, please. I'll be good in a minute. So there's just a 6-foot-tall bow.
Roll a. Okay, so you're deliberately like not going in as you're this size, right?
Well, if that's breaking the rules, then yeah.
Well,
he's
hold
gonna
on.
call
You
for
said you're doing it right as the round starts, right?
yeah.
Okay, so suddenly you get very big, and
Okay, all right.
and you're actually gonna hear, because you did comprehend languages, you're gonna hear the girl like yell down to her boyfriend, like you'll understand it in Nomish. She'll be like, "Dude, what the heck? He just got like way bigger. I'm what? What just happened over there?" And the kind of officiator's gonna be like, hold on. All right, there's no rules against magic. Sometimes it happens. You know, we dwarves like to rage too, but there is a height limit. I believe I'm gonna have to give this round to the gnomes, and you're gonna have to calm back down your normal size there, pal.
I just like kind of huddle back in the corner with Azoth just being like, "See, I told you." And I'm not even little. I'm like eye level with him, or even a little lower. Like, see, I told you, Azoth. The thing is, it's completely uncontrollable. I can't force it to go to my advantage. You know, it's just stuff like this happens, and now we're out of round.
I like to
That's gonna be
imagine
really
as you're
important.
saying it, you're slowly.
You're
Yes,
taller
I
than me.
think-
I'm on the short end of medium, so you going up to medium would make you taller than me because you're on the high end of
Yeah.
low.
Oh, I'm on the high end of low, so I think he goes from 4 feet to like 8 feet tall, like on the higher end of medium.
Yeah. Or like I don't
This
know,
would be
maybe-
really handy in an actual battle, but right now it freaking sucks. And I'm telling you, that's the thing with my wild magic. It's just that every time it freaking hi.
There's a
Azoth.
high requirement.
Yeah,
Um,
if you could use magic that doesn't get us automatically disqualified, that'd be great. But
I
appreciate
can't
you not
control
blowing
it. That's
us
what I can't control. That's what I'm telling you.
Control it better. I can't do it better.
Oh, I'm so freaking angry for the first time. He is gonna rage because he's just pissed.
All
Let's
right,
go in there and get some money.
you're gonna rage.
All right.
You're gonna rage. And as you're gearing up for your tiebreaker round, you're gonna hear the two are still talking in Nomish, and you hear the girl just say, "Hey, if we win on this round, second dessert, yeah." And he looks up and he's like, "Baby, if you would have won while he was giant, I would have proposed right then and there." And then
Real cute. Let's ruin their night.
Yeah.
all right, and they're gonna do the same thing. They're coming in the same way. They're all scrappy. They're dodging. They're doing their thing.
Yeah,
All right.
and I am raging this time because
Okay.
I do not want to be the reason why we lost this.
All right.
Oh, buddy.
24. So they've been rolling really good, but on this round, they rolled a 5 after mods. So they go in, they're like, all right, last round, let's go. And then you just, well, you know what? You tell me, obviously this is not combat, but you tell me how you want to do this.
Yeah, just like rushing. If you're gonna bring them in, I just go and just like bang them right in the head, make him just fall down.
All right.
Really quickly.
So they both go to the floor, and of course the crowd's just like, whoa, whoa. And then they both kind of get up, shake it off, and just like, that was awesome.
Cool. Let's keep this party going. Okay. All right. Guys, try to keep this up as long as I can.
And the guy very much walks back to the table with a limp. So, all right, our newcomers won their first challenge. How great is that? I believe there's some gold on the table for you folks who threw it down. Who wants to take on these new challengers? And then there's a set of twins in the back of the room, 2 halflings, that are going to be like, yeah, we'll do it. Let's go. It's our turn next. And they're going to jump. They will give you a back-to-back round so that we can take advantage of that rage for the moment.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna let it ride. So I bet 15 gold before,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna bet 30 gold now.
Okay.
I'll do the same thing with my 5 that got turned into 10.
Okay. Well, here we go. We're coming out for another round, and these two, They're halflings. They're like a bit larger, and they're gonna come at you just like it's a straight on kind of move. Like they've done this before. Like the bottom guy, the twin. It's a very just like deliberate, like the straight, like just Terminator walk, determined forward. And she's clearly got like some sort of like technique. She's like gearing up for as she's getting closer.
Alrighty. Keeping my rage going.
Oh no.
Oh.
In your so in your rage, so they rolled a 19.
That's
your
just one
rage
round.
is-
It's just one
yeah.
round.
So you're going in a little headstrong, but her technique kind of managed to overcome it. And it's like the martial arts, like redirection of your energy knocks you down.
Oh, that fucker.
All right.
I'll get him this time.
Good job. And then they are going to actually switch for the next round. But-
Alrighty then.
And then, but now they're going to come in, like, yeah, like in the same way.
Hold
Oh
on.
my
before
god.
we-
So. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so I was gonna do something.
Okay.
Because I can do things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be like, there's like a band or something playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, can we get this music going? Open up the pit! Open up the pit! And while like people like the music is starting to go and more people are getting pumped up, Azov's going to he's gonna cast Hex. on the
Oh,
one
nice.
that's doing the physical attack.
Okay.
Nice.
And Hex does what for that?
Disadvantage on all strength checks.
Okay. Be glad you did that, otherwise they would have won.
Yes.
Yeah. So you'll notice actually they're like, all right, let's switch next round, and you'll notice actually as they do that, the one on top like actually looks like he gets a moment of like whoa, 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 for 1 second, as that is like taking effect. And they will come in. Bo, you rolled a 16. Thanks to that Hex, they're at an 8. Before, I believe it was a 19 that I re-rolled, so, you know, take the lesser one. So, they come in, and yeah, the guy seems off his game, and in your rage, you're able to just take him right down, and it is a tie game again.
I just kind of like give a little affectionate kick. Just be like, good job, man. Good job.
All right, and he's kind of like, he's shaking it. He's just like, no, I'm gonna, let me stay up. Let me stay up on this one, because that wasn't right.
Yes, good. Fall to your pride.
And as they gear up for the next round, okay, I don't know how I would necessarily visualize the halfling luck, but you see him kind of like giving him like a little like, come on, you got this. Which is to say, I rolled a nat 1, but they're halflings, so I re-rolled it.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
True.
And here is the athletics.
Yeah, you're
That's
good.
better. That's better.
You won. They still did not roll great. That Hex is that was the way to go. So they come in, and Richard, how do you want to do this again for the last round as they come in?
I imagine the other guy's sweating. He's starting to like feel quite fatigued, and I think just like together, I just give like a little kick with both feet, just like giddy up, and just like charge into them, and like both like with my arms, and then with my head with the horns, just like ram them, boom, and
All
just
right.
knock him down.
Yeah, you take him down. He just gets up. He's like, I'm off my game tonight. She's like, it's all right. We're always here. Don't worry about it. It's 2 victories for the newcomers. We're gonna let you guys take a little breather there, let some other people have their fun, but I think we got a special challenge for you when they have their fun, okay? And he's
Right.
so he's gonna.
And I can expend another rage.
Yeah,
next
it's
time.
gonna. I was gonna say it's gonna be long enough that like if you want to use another rage, you'll have to.
Yep.
And so there'll be some other matches. There'll be whatever. So you guys can let it ride if you want. You can collect your gold. It's up to you. But right now, I think Azov is up 60, and Bo is up 20.
20.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So, it's up to you if you want to collect it now or ride it again.
I'm gonna
I will
do
collect
half
it for now.
I'm gonna do half and half. I'm gonna take 10 out now and put in the other 10.
Okay. All right. So a couple rounds go by, and then eventually our proprietor clanks his. He's probably got like an actual like bell behind the bar. He's gonna give that another ring. Like, all right, Will. It's been a great night of chicken fights here at Half Pints, and we're gonna finish things up with a very special round. You know, it's been a long time since I got in on the action myself, but I think it's time. So let's make it happen. Boris, get over here and let's bring the old partnership back. And the guy who's just been sorry, hold on. What happened? Why is he stuck? He's like stuck behind it now. Hold on. The guy who's been like just in the back, just spit shining the casks and everything. It's just like yeah, all right, let's do it. It's been a good long time. And so now you got these two big old dwarves who are gonna like, well, all right then. It's been a mighty long time, but I'm eager to shake the rust off. You're right, my friend. I'm ready. Let's do this thing. And they'll climb aboard, and we'll go into our last
Alrighty.
round
Hey,
here.
Izoff, you still concentrating on that hex there? Can you put it on someone else?
Yeah, so the thing about that is, I can only do that if they die. Oh my god, it's hot in here. Isn't it hot in here?
Yeah, you got any other spell slots, do you?
I mean, I have one move I can do. It's not a guarantee to work, but we can try it. How about you? How's your getting angry thing going? Can you keep doing that?
I can do one more. I got one more in me.
All right, between that and what I got, I think we could do this.
Is it pocket sand?
No, it's not pocket sand.
Nothing in the face. They did say that.
Alrighty then. Well, I'm curious to see what you got up your sleeve. Let's go.
All right, so they're gonna charge in with their round, and
Okay.
So you're gonna rage. Is there anything else special happening that you guys are doing?
I will wait to the second round to
Okay.
do something.
Okay.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna go in there, rushing in, using my arms and my head if I need to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the rolls have not been
Yeah,
good to me.
so
I saw him touch the 20.
I know. So you're at a 13. They are a 15. So as they come in, you've got the young energy, but they've got the old veterans mindset, and they're able to just like grab a hold and counter and just like take you down in that first round. And that first one is a win for them.
Those dwarves have got the big beefy arms. Alright, give it him all. Give it him all.
All right. He may have big, beefy muscles, but let's see if he has a big, beefy brain.
Are you gonna friends him?
No, I'm going to do something arguably worse.
Okay.
Is he gonna hold him?
As we square up and get ready to go into another round, Azov's eyes are going to kind of, like a black, inky liquid is going to go over his eyes. And in a similar fashion to a very popular movie that just came out recently, he is going to speak with the voice
Oh. Uh-huh.
and use command, pulling upon his eldritch inheritance. As the two, the half dwarf and the dwarf start to grapple in like with his voice, but with another darker, deeper voice underneath it at the same time, he will say, "Kneel," as in submit.
Yep. All right.
So I need a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. All right.
Let
see
me
what we got
know
here.
when you want. So we might not need an
Yeah,
athletics.
you
at
might
all.
not even need it. Let's see how this goes. Okay. The one on the bottom, whose name Boris, he's like looking at you. He hears your words and he has this expression of like, and then he's gonna drop down on one knee, which is gonna make the other guy topple, and that round will go to you guys.
Alrighty.
The black's going to kind of like dissipate out of his eyes. Say,
Why, that one was
Can we
well
do it?
done. We don't get too many magic in this, but it always makes it more interesting, yeah?
all right.
And he's gonna go over and he and the owner of the bar, they're gonna do the predator handshake and pump each other up. And Bo, it's gonna be very easy for you to recognize that now these two dwarves for this final round, they are also gonna rage.
Oh boy. Okay. Question for the DM on how you want to. I know I all advantage. I'm gonna be talking with Azov trying to be like, we gotta pull out all the stops. The only thing left I can think to do while you're grabbing me, can you like sink your claws into me or something? Do you got even like a wee little knife you can keep in there or something? Can you do any damage to me while we're doing this? Because if so, one of my magical abilities, even while I'm raging, is that I can go invisible for a brief instant. And that's the only other advantage I can think to give in this case.
I can do some damage.
Okay.
I can do some damage.
Okay, good. Excellent. In which case, he's gonna climb on back up. Still keeping his rage going. And, Tony, I don't know if we could get, like, an extra D4 on this or something like that, but he's gonna, at some point during the scuffle, go invisible to really fuck with them, and then see if that helps at all with
Yeah.
his...
I would say, I mean, I know, like, we won't make a habit out of this, but I would say, like, roll, like, 3 times for, like, what would be
Okay.
advantage of your rage, and then for this.
Okay.
So Azov is going to, as he kind of squares up, going to stomp his feet, and from wherever the trident is, kind of over by his stuff, I imagine he like takes it off.
Mm-hmm.
A pool of water is going to race over towards right behind them,
You bring
and the
out
pool of
tentacle.
water is going to form into a long tentacle. And as we run in to go, the tentacles just go like and slap Bo on the backside.
That's awesome.
So yeah, as we're charging in, Bo's just gonna go invisible for 6 seconds, and charging in, they're probably gonna be like, "What the fuck's happening?" And hopefully he can get a good like sucker punch in or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
There's a very loud, like, God blimey!
All right, here's a
When you go
regular
invisible.
advantage.
Uh-huh. And then you can roll one more.
One more.
Would they just come up have a
Hey,
flat one? 'Cause
there
now
we
it's
go.
invisible, but they're raging.
I already rolled, like, them at advantage, so to make sure it wasn't just a flat thing, I was like, just roll another one.
Okay.
So, I gotta tell you, though, they did get a 21.
Ah!
Damn.
So you come in, and like, he feels, you do the punch, and you connect, but, like, he's raging, he's sturdy, and he's able to, like, even, like, he takes the punch, and, like, it's like a lean back, but then still, like, a snap forward, at which point he will grab you, and then just, like, bring you down, just like,
Aye, don't feel too bad about it. We've seen the invisibility trick 10 different times. It happens. Listen, you can't beat a raging dwarf sometimes, and you're only half a raging dwarf, you know? Hey, listen, that was a good show. Let's make sure these guys get some free drinks, yeah? All right.
That was well thought, Bo. How's your
I-
back, by the way? Sorry for the. You said do damage. Which, speaking of,
How much damage did you do? Yeah, I'm curious.
It's only this much.
Hey, minimum damage, nice.
I just tickled you. You're fine.
Little spank.
Oh
damage.
yeah, no. Yeah, my pride's hurt more than anything else. I really thought that would have done it. Oh man,
Yeah.
those dwarves are tough.
Hey, but you're both still up some gold, so there you go.
Yeah, I gotta take the 10 that I took out earlier. Lost the other 10, but that's okay.
But you're still up 10.
So, I give 5 to Henry, saying thank you very much for spotting me. Here's your gold back, and then I give 5 over to Azov, being like, "All right, didn't win it all back for you tonight, but I'm making do."
You didn't win it all, but in a way, I still feel like we're winners.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the little gnome
But,
girl from the first one will be like, "Hey, and everybody definitely had fun, which is the most important part, right?"
Inside joke.
Ah.
Did she have fun?
Oh, she's one of the Southpaws operatives.
Well, I think we learned a valuable lesson, which is I'm not ready to embrace my wild magic. Maybe in a Hail Mary situation, but right now, it's just not reliable.
You know, in any other situation where not being big would get us disqualified, that wouldn't have been half bad.
Really bad in that moment. Right
It's a
there.
fair point.
But I mean, it's not like you can blow yourself up or something.
No, that is fully within the realm of possibility. I mean, why not? I've never done it, of course. I've lived this
That's
long.
one of the options.
I mean,
I don't think it's an option. It just happens.
I don't know what the options are, but I mean, why not? There are so many random things that have happened. Why not blow myself up as being one of the things?
Gonna blow myself up. And
But
pretend
totally
I don't
metagaming,
know
you can cast
anybody.
fireballs from yourself.
Oh, I know.
All right. Well, any tavern business before we wrap up with some quick cliffhangers before next week.
At some point in the evening, I want to reverse pickpocket Bo and give him the 5 gold back.
Okay. Are you just gonna let that happen, Richard, or do we want to roll anything?
She's got the magic gloves. I don't stand a chance.
All right.
I've got a -1 on my perception.
22.
Yeah, no, unless I get a nat 20 right now,
Yeah.
there's just no freaking way.
I was like, I have one job, and I want to be able to do it.
No.
What?
That's so weird. It
just
says
showed
a
up as
20,
20 on mine.
but it's
Oh, weird.
That's why I yelled. I was
That's
like,
funny.
get the fuck out of here.
Right after you said, "I'd need a 20." 20.
Yeah.
No,
My
it's
dice has been showing up weird though. Like every time Richard
Yeah.
was rolling 2, it was rolling like 3 or 4,
Yeah,
and then
I
like
had the
Oh.
same.
yeah, it's been a weird night.
And like really delayed too. But it is what it
Very
is.
delayed. Uh-huh.
Roll 20.
yeah.
What are you gonna
Well,
do?
that's a total of 5, so no, I don't see her do it.
All right.
You have 5 more gold, friend.
I'm not gonna realize that for a while.
Alrighty, so fast forwarding to a little bit as we wrap up, just for some cliffhangers for leading into next week. Everybody's in their respective rooms tonight, whether that be the inn, whether that be where you normally stay during the day, whatever it is. Oh, who's drawing here? Who is this going to be? Which stick figure is this? Okay, so I'll go. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, at some point I will realize that I have 5 more gold than I thought that I did. So I'm just gonna say that, hey, turns out I had 5 more gold than I thought. So here's another 5 gold.
yoink.
God damn it.
All right, so and I'll have to do so. There's little teasers for everybody here, and we'll do Artem's next week, of course. So everybody's in their respective rooms as we are getting ready to go to bed, and of course in the morning you'll wake up, you'll head down to the port, and you'll be off on this big quest. I'm just gonna go clockwise, looking at the stream layout here as I do these. So first, Azov, you're going to bed, and you're drifting off, whatever. And you know that little like jerk sometimes that we do in our sleep that like, oh, suddenly we're back awake. So that happens to you, but it's not just a physical movement. It's accompanied by one of those seemingly, kind of sounding like one of the famous voices from a recently released sci-fi movie. A deep voice, and then accompanied by a second one, just in your mind, jerking you awake just for a moment. You hear a voice just say, Azov. And you wake up and you kind of feel a little more like pressure than you're used to feeling on the surface for a moment. Almost like you're back under the water for a brief moment, and then it passes as you're lying there in your bed.
That wasn't good.
And sorry, go ahead.
Also, if people aren't aware, I'm copying the voice from Dune.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
It really sounds more like take off the thicket.
Yeah,
Or like, do this.
it's like a normal voice, and then that voice under it, just
When
like
Jessica, when what's her face, Rebecca Ferguson does
Give
it,
me
sounds
the
like,
knife.
Get over
I
here.
love her so much. Oh
I-
my
Yeah, she's
god.
she's so great. I also, yeah. So then, Bo, as you're going to sleep, does he do a little like a little midnight toke before he goes to sleep, or
Oh
is he
hell
just,
yeah! It
all right.
helps him get to sleep every
Cool.
night.
So as he's drifting off, he almost feels like he hears the faint sounds of maybe like a pan flute playing. And I imagine like when satyrs or tieflings or any race with horns grows up, it's almost like a teething feeling when their horns come in, right? Like there's a little bit of soreness with the emergence and the initial growth,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, for sure.
And Bo's probably not felt that in some time, but as you're, maybe you lean on it a little funny, and all of a sudden like, your horns are feeling a little more sore than normal.
Oh.
Like that teething feeling again, almost. Maybe as if they're growing a little bit.
Okay.
And finally, Henry, you are you're getting ready for bed, and you take off your leather armor. You're kind of emptying out your pockets from the day. You set down your daggers, your pouches, whatever, and you're kind of absent-mindedly doing that, and you don't even realize as you're setting things out. One thing you don't pull out off of your person, it just kind of manifests in your hand, and you just set it off to the side. Is this like ghostly, like maybe it's got like a purplish tint to it. This like ethereal, almost like knife. This like looking magical dagger. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to describe it as your class describes it.
Yeah.
Appears in your hand, and so you're just like you're setting things off. You kind of look at your inventory, and then you look, and you're like, "Wait, well, that's the thing. That's the brain, the thing." And like you reach for it, and as you reach for it, it just kind of away for a second. But for a moment, it was totally there, and you totally manifested it and set it down.
Did not.
And those are the little cliffhangers everyone's going to get. When you wake up in the morning, you will all be level 3.
Woo.
Baba Booey.
Oh, Baba Booey.
And we'll return next week.
But wait, I wanted to multi-class into Druid, so why did that?
I have fun with that. Yeah, for anyone that's an MC, I was like, I got to do this slightly vaguer because I don't know where they're going to go. You know what I mean?
I'm doing Warlock until further notice.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I figured that worked for you either way,
Yeah, dude.
So that is, I don't need to put up the Christmas screen. That's the wrong thing. That's an episode. We'll be back next week. Artem will be back. 8-9 will also be leveled up. He'll have his new gear. Like I said, we will rewind for some of the stuff he would have done during this episode. And that's a stream.
Oh yeah, was 8-9 there for the chicken fight, or was?
Oh
he
yeah, he was there for all of it. Yeah,
just judging us?
just being silent. All right. See you next week, stream. Bye bye.
Bye bye, stream.
Oops, I'm already leveled up. Look at that.